This treasure's ours, scallywags. I finally unlocked the secrets of me father's treasure map. Now for the first one. All of you, on the stones, now! An easy task, right? Now, on to the second one. So good, it's to die for? Now the map says, slowly press that together. Oh, so that's what it meant. This is the last one. You better be ready. The key be buried in the head of this canyon's master. There's no need to worry. For I'm at your side, me hearties! Well, finders keepers. Finally, the treasure be right before us. Now, let's see what it was exactly that me father treasured said. Done. I can almost see the look of surprise on me dear father's face. That's it! The treasure we've been looking for! The family heirloom of the crow! Ladies! The treasure be in our hands! Huh?
Hello everyone, welcome to another Black Desert stream. My name is CM Shirna.
My name is CM Trent.
I got it right that time.
Yeah.
I fluffed it at the end of the bowl. Guys,
Sound check.
we're fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm scared.
But yeah, the Corsair pre-creation will be starting. I suppose we'll just drop that little nugget right there. We'll be starting with this update. You just saw the trailer for it. It is one of my favorite trailers that we've done so far.
Yeah.
The otters are pretty cool.
Yeah. That trailer is definitely one of my favorites so far.
You could sound more excited about it.
No, it's just because I'm trying to figure out what it is that we're trying to do, for the rest of this stream. So if you're joining us for the first time, regardless of what region or platform you're from, stay the address. We just go over what happened and what it is that we're planning on going forward, major issues and whatever we're talking about. Patch notes, then events, then gameplay, then the Q&A, a dedicated Q&A. All throughout, we're going to be doing a Q&A. First day of the address. Something happened on the weekend. What happened?
I slept all day on Sunday.
Because?
On Saturday was the Heidel Ball.
Bang. So at the Heidel Ball, which was for everyone who joined us from console and is specifically from NA, because it's a really weird time for a lot of you guys, thank you. It was an appropriate time for people in EU, which was great for them. We had to do it at that time because we were doing it from Korea. And because time zones exist, it was kind of rough for people in NA. That being said, the Heidel Ball was a lot of fun. We got a lot of information that we're going to go slightly through today. and talk about some things in particular. One thing specifically for console in regards to Heidel Ball. We talked with Jesongnim, and everyone else, and we know that the keyword talk portion of it was very much a state of the address for all of Black Desert, but it did pertain a lot to PC, and because of the content that they have readily available to them. Jesongnim has specifically told us that he wants to continue this Heidel Ball fervor and fever of all of it by releasing something like a notice or an announcement, the way we did with the roadmap.
Yep.
Right? For console, specifically for console, so you guys know exactly what's happening for you guys.
Yeah. Just to put it out there, we were waiting for the bus to come back.
Yeah.
And Jesok was coming out, and he sees us.
Yeah.
Ignores everyone else, runs over, and he's just like, "Guys, I'm sorry. I was gonna do this and this, like, and we didn't have time." And then he was like, "Yep, you guys can kill me now." And it's like, no. Everyone was super happy. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I wish we can show you more of how much Jesongnim feels about console, but I think that's more on us than it is on him. Jesongnim is the head of game design.
Yep.
Jesongnim, the guy who is doing the tutorial section of the Heidel Ball, which we'll talk about in a bit, is one of our lead story development and part of the design and development team in general. So both of them feel we are going to do something specifically for console in terms of an announcement. However, that's going to take a little bit of time, so we ask you guys to please wait a little bit, because if we do it in the form of a video, we're going to subtitle and make sure it's actually done right, the way we did with the last roadmap, and make sure we can hit all those targets.
Yep.
That's the first state of the address. The second state of the address, again in regards to Heidel Ball, those of you who joined us for the quiz, you guys did not let me down.
Except on the one question with the music.
But, you know, we all let each other down at that point. Thank you so much for joining in on the fun with that. It was a pleasure to actually cast that for you guys. You know, I thought we had a lot of fun with it. I know for our green screen thing, because there was a border in the middle, it kind of messed around with it a bit, but it was so much fun doing that. And the third thing in regards to our mask today, the reason why we're wearing masks today as opposed to when we were doing the Heidel Ball is because we were in a different, I know we can touch each other now. So we were in Incheon, which is a different city, and it had different municipal laws and regulations in regards to COVID. We're in our main office now, and we don't have the plexiglass and some of the other stuff. So what we're doing is continue to wear masks and doing our part to make sure that our area is okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Just following guidelines, and I know some people, you know, are not happy with the masks, but at the end of the day, I don't know where he's been. He doesn't know where I've been, and we all don't know where Kashima's been, because he could have been anywhere. So we keep the masks on just in case, you know, in case Kashima decides to lick subway handles or something like that, which we just don't know what he's like. He put note on Tuesdays. Okay, right. So I guess we can jump into the patch notes.
One more thing in regards to Heidel Ball.
Oh, yeah.
The roadmap that Jesongnim was speaking about is more on the general side, and I know he said like anywhere between a couple of weeks for console to 2 to 3 months.
Console and PC.
Console and PC, yeah.
The dates released were for global labs.
Yeah.
And then it's expected 1 to 2 weeks to a couple of months due to localization and making sure that the language in it is good.
Yeah, and for console it's specifically because of certain content that we do not yet have, maybe it'll be a little bit different. But I do want to take this time and say on behalf of like the console team is that a lot of the things that were announced there, things like the trade revamp and the character rebalancing for a lot of the classes, because of, you know, it's been a while since we've kind of looked at some of the older classes that we released. A lot of that came from console feedback as well as PC, and I do want to say thank you guys for being very vocal. Our community is really good in that since launch, we've had a really good, I would like to say we have a really good communication with our community on console. Yep. And you guys have taken that in stride and made sure to make your voices heard. Which at points, maybe we may butt heads, like for ourselves and with the community. But I think that the team in general appreciates you guys for being as vocal as you guys are. So thank you guys for that.
Right, on to the patch notes then. Let's get down to it. So first thing, Corsair pre-creation and season server pre-creation. So they are coming together. Next week we will have the season servers available and the Corsair available. We'll show you how to go about that process. If you don't know what season servers are are essentially a little, like a growth mechanic, a catch-up mechanic for new players, and for older players, it's a good way just to, get a fresh take on it. It's a good way to level up a character. There's some great rewards at the end of it when you graduate. Plus, it's a nice route and kind of like it's an actual tutorial.
Yeah.
In that it teaches you to enhance and how to enhance Tuvala gear eventually. All that seasonal stuff will be coming next week, but you can pre-create your seasonal character right now after the update.
There it is.
And we'll show you how to do that. Nothing too sexy. You can create Corsair as a seasonal character.
Yes, so Corsair pre-creation will come out, as well as the seasonal characters in general, because seasons are launching when?
Next week.
Next week for our update, right when Corsair launches as well.
So they'll be tied together.
So this update, pre-creation. Next update.
Well,
next
a lot of
week.
people on this one, the next thing in the patch notes was saying like it's kind of useless. So I don't know if we should talk about it.
We are going to say this. So we're doing this. We're absolutely doing this. Based off the roadmap, there are some contents in there that have not yet come in, but we are on pace. One of those things that were on the roadmap was?
I suppose I'll mention Dine. Dine is coming in with this update. I saw a few people saying like no Dine yet, but Dine is coming in with this. So the Forest Guardian Dine, the Unicorn, the Desert Speed Machine is making its way to Black Desert console.
What is the difference between Dine and Ardonaut?
Dine runs really fast across the desert. Ardonaut flies into rivers.
Over rivers. Over.
I didn't stutter.
No, you did not.
In rivers.
No, you did not. And if you guys were a part of the Hide a Ball on Saturday, you would have heard Shirna's explanation on what a horse is.
Yep, and I'm not going to do it again.
Yep.
Okay, so she will be coming in with obviously the Earth of Life, which gives you the HP SP recovery, or MP, WP, EP, whatever else ends with P recovery. Also, Earth of Protection, which gives you DP plus 10, evasion plus 10, and all attack plus 10 for 30 seconds, and that activates automatically with the Earth of Life. And obviously, we'll show you what DNA looks like there. Not going to do that because that is tied to an event.
Yeah.
Note Conquest War changes. The field posts and a lot of the annexes are getting stat increases in terms of durability, and on some of them also including DP.
Okay. A
guys.
couple of UI changes, but it's been a while since we've done this intro.
No, we're not doing it.
We're doing it.
We're not.
It is.
No.
It's real.
No.
Okay.
All right. So, first off, we were going to do technologies here, and I made an executive decision right there, guys. Okay. So, first off, when you do the disconnect menu and you're looking through the inventories of your other characters, you will now be able to see their AP, DP. So, you'll be able to see what gear they have equipped. And obviously, then you can pilfer them for everything they have if you want to put that on a new main. Second up, you can now hide pets. So pets can now be hidden through the settings menu. You go to settings, general, show hide, and the hide pets function is there. And then thirdly, we brought you walking. We brought you walking.
We brought you drying in the desert.
We brought you a lot of other stuff like new skill windows.
UI moving left and right.
Heathens. This time around, we are bringing in the trash loot / Marnie Stone counter that you can use on your screen. That will be a little display figure that we will show later on, obviously, when we get to the gameplay sections. But you can now see how much trash loot you're getting or how full your Marnie Stones are getting. That stuff is there. Also, it's not in the patch notes because we only found out when we logged in yesterday. The skill guide is also going to be in, which is the little box that tells you like this skill is this skill is this. Obviously, for older players, it's not that useful, but for newer players and when you pick up a new class,
Yeah.
it'll show you a couple of the skills that you can do.
So when you pick up a class, it'll have a menu, and which you can kind of move around. Or not a menu, sorry, a UI element that you can move around. But it will also show you what your horse skills are.
Yep. So, if you
So
switch
once
to
you're on a
yours-
horse, yeah.
Someone said this looks like a courtroom. Objection.
Overruled.
All right. So, I guess here we go.
Yeah. So that is our patch notes for this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna do events.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
run through
okay,
it.
alright.
So as Shirna mentioned,
You have different events to me.
I got this from the website because it was already out.
Oh, okay.
So you guys already saw this on the website. So you can pre-create Corsair, and if you pre-create Corsair during the event period, which is from this maintenance to the next one, that is next week, you can get special items called Dream in a Bottle and Ocean's Plume. You will find out what those do when you get them. Another thing that will happen, and we announced this during the Heidel Ball, if you pre-create your character between this maintenance that's coming up to the next maintenance, you will be entered into a lottery. As long as you've linked your accounts, you'll be entered into a lottery to be able to win the Heidel gift set. What is the Heidel gift set?
It's a headset and a pack of playing cards.
Which are really nice. Like the face cards are different
Yeah.
and whatnot. So that's really nice. You can also, the second event is pre-creating a seasonal character during the event period. So as long as you pre-create a season character, you will receive a Shaki boxes as well as the Velia treasure map. Again, you'll see those when they come in. The third one, in regards to Dine.
My little Dine. It's what friendship is all about.
I love that title. So these events are regarding Dine. So first one, horses still need resources. If you kill monsters, go fishing or gathering, you will get Dream Horse materials. The special ones that give you EXP +2 in strength, in skill, or in elegance.
Yep.
You'll be able to pick those up. The other event tied with it is Clippity Clop, Never Gonna Stop, is your playtime challenge, where you will get a training elixirs, some celerity drafts, and Dream Horse materials as well.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what we're going to do with that. The questions regarding the pen accessory stuff is on the website. All of those, the finer details of it will be shared in the patch notes as well when we put those out, which will be during the maintenance.
Just to clear things up, that will be a permanent addition to the game. So even if you start after the what's it called, the Burning Moontail?
Yeah.
Even if you start after the Burning Moontail, you'll still be able to pick it up. But the Burning Moontail allows you to cut the time needed down by a decent chunk.
Pretty much.
So it will be a permanent addition to the game, but when you get the Burning Moontail, you will exchange that for materials needed to do this event, to enhance the stuff that you have to enhance, and yes, and it is guaranteed enhancement all the way up, I believe. So you get either a Narc, a Crescent Ring, or a Tongue Red Earring, and that is a special one that cannot be listed on the market. You use these special materials, and you will be able to enhance it, guaranteed. But they are quite the consuming of time addition to the game. Like, it will take a while to gather the right materials for that. And there is more to it, but we're not going to be able to discuss that at this moment.
Just when the patch notes come out, I would make sure to check that out. Also, there was a lot of questions regarding during the Heidel Ball that there was a value that was placed out there.
Yep.
That was like
10 billion.
Resources valued up to 10 bill. I would say look at the patch note announcement and the event notice that's on our website and go with that.
It's not going to be 10 million straight silver, which was one thing.
Yeah,
some
that's the
people
one.
thought that you'd need like multiples of 10 billion silver. It's a rough estimate of how much the materials are worth in silver, but we'll talk more about that, or you will see more about that when the patch notes and the events actually go up tomorrow.
Yes, and the other thing I want to mention is that on our website, as well as on social media, you'll be able to see all the coupon codes that were released during the ball, which was an Advice of Vox 150, 500 Cronstones, weapon exchange coupons, like the whole set for it, the What else was there? There was the Find Accessory box from the fake uni video, as well as the item scrolls and black tea. And one thing I want to mention is the Slippery Scallywags treasure chest coupon. That coupon code can be registered after this maintenance that's coming up.
Yep.
Right?
So we had to wait, and I'll explain the reason why the item wasn't added into our version of the game. So we couldn't obviously give it through a coupon because the item will be added with this update. So the coupon will activate when this update goes live.
Yes. So that should all work out. If you have any errors with the coupon codes, please do send a ticket so that we can track all that. But yes, those coupon codes will be readily accessible. And again, they're both on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, I want to say Instagram,
Probably.
maybe, and on the website as a whole.
Okay, so without further ado,
Sorry. Also, quiz rewards. Quiz rewards should be coming in,
the maintenance.
yes, with this maintenance. It should.
By
in-game mail.
In-game mail, just to clarify, because the original announcement went out a little bit weird.
Yeah.
It will be from the period that the game came into existence until the end of that Hydro Ball. So anyone who has logged in and played a character between the beginning of time, because the universe did not exist before console, because you didn't know me, I didn't know you. So the beginning of time until the end of the Hydro Ball. And they will be, and they will expire when the mail expires. So make sure that you collect those items.
Yes, definitely go get those things.
All right, can we get into it now?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Let's get into it.
let's go. All right, let's switch to gameplay. All right, so as you can see, it's a good job that's one square higher than I thought it was.
Yeah.
As you can see, there is a plus mark right here, and you know, that says season character now available. You click that, you create a character, and there she is, the Corsair in all her goodness. So yeah, we'll create a little bit. Let's show some of the default heads. No, that's hair.
Yeah, there we go. They are different.
that-
That hair looks really nice, though.
Yeah, and then okay, still doesn't do much. Okay, all right, so face type, we can, change it around. She gets a little chubbier, her lips move around a little bit. That's up to you. Tattoo, I'm gonna give her
Yes.
a mustache, sure. Okay, body, tattoo, that one, sure. Let's go. Okay, so she's done. Okay, what I do want to show, should we show it?
What?
The default. We didn't show it for Sage, but we showed it for Hash. Should we show the other costumes?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so
So the default costumes, not the ones that you have to go get, the default costumes are actually really sick.
this is the classic outfit.
Oh, zoom up. RS?
Yeah. Okay, so this is the default. Oh no, it's gonna zoom in again,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, we had this problem yesterday. All right. So I
Okay.
press B. No, that
Press
closes
down.
it.
There.
Okay, so all right, so this is the
El
classic.
Clasario.
Then we have this
This
one.
one's so cool. I actually really like this.
I'll spin her around a little bit. Oh no, I pressed it again. Okay.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Then there's this one. I actually like that one as well. These are. Oh, no.
No, what have you done?
No. Okay, I'll zoom this one out again. Okay, there's that one. No.
Wait, actually, while you're out here, just get rid of the mustache and see what it actually looks like.
No.
All right.
We leave the mustache. This one. This one. I actually really like that
Yeah,
one.
that was
I think
cool.
That one's my favorite. This one's pretty cool. And then that one as well. That one is also really nice. These are the default options.
Also, yes, and some people are calling it out in chat. She has pants.
She does.
She has pants.
Legitimately has pants. It's wonderful.
Legitimately, she has pants.
Okay, so we're gonna call this one C.
You can't have that
I
many,
can't,
remember?
I can't do
Yeah.
it now. C. sun like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so when you want to create a seasonal character or a normal character,
Right now, it looks like it's by default on.
it is default on. So if you want to turn it off,
Press-
press the Y
Or triangle.
or triangle. I forget. And if you want to turn it back on, you press Y again, and there you go, a seasonal character. Let's just quickly. Okay, the name is available. I would hope so.
Yep.
And then there we go. We have her here. She has this pretty yellow box, which means she is a seasonal character. And there she is.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Can we get on to a real class now?
But you don't have a mystic there.
Hey. Okay.
But yeah,
So we're just going to quickly go into the load screens.
if you create a
Oh, it's a
Corsair
new load
seasonal
screen.
character, will you still get entered into the drawing, or will it need to be a regular character?
I think it's both.
I want to say both, but let me double check on that. We have to double check on the customer. Can you check with people?
Can you double check?
If you check, we'll get the burger that you want.
Okay, so first things first. As you can see, when I switch between Awakening and Pre-Awakening, my skill stuff changes. This is able to be turned off, so don't you worry about that, my sweetheart.
Show it, show it, show it.
Which one am I showing?
That you can turn it off and move it
okay.
around.
All right, so settings, again, edit UI, and then you scroll down to skill guide, and then you can turn it off. As you can see, item count is up next to the minimap, as you can see right there. You can move that one around as well. And that will be where it will show when you activate it. To activate it,
I saw that, Kashima.
when you activate it, as you can see, I am on a test server, so don't worry about my 900,000 Kafra stones. Where's the trash loot that we made? Oh no, this is a disaster.
It's not.
It's not here. Panic. No, it's all right. Okay, so I'll show you that in a bit. Right, so we get up onto the old horsey. Here we are on
But you
Dinner.
turned off the skill guide for it.
It's fine.
All right.
Here we are on Dinner. Beautiful, majestic creature. And the best thing is we can zoom in the desert.
It actually goes super zoom. It actually looks really cool.
It does. And the reason I can see the minimap before anyone says anything, I have Laffy Bed Mountains compass just so I could see where I am going. So Dinner, zoom through the desert.
Someone said they don't
does.
want your like billions of Kafras. What they want is your 39 energy.
Mate, that is how you know you're a professional Black Desert player, mate. Low energy, millions of Kafras.
Dine
Okay.
is indeed the 23rd with this update.
Yep, Dine will be coming with this update, and I'll just wait. What was it for the skill? This
If you don't know, turn on the skill guide.
I knew you would say that.
I'm here to
knew-
show the UI, man. I'm so happy about it.
Okay, so as you can see, when we get on the horse, there we go. I'm an old man. It's not where. Oh, I must be on cooldown because I used it last night before.
Yeah.
Okay, so second of all, before we get into anything else, settings, general, show, hide, all the way down at the bottom.
Boom.
Pets. Bam. Just like that.
Your pets have now returned.
Yep, and you can turn them back off by going through the same thing. And I'm not even going to bother because you saw it once, you don't need to see it again. Okay, so I'm going to see if this guy right here. Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted.
You haven't fed your pets, have
I
you?
haven't fed my pets, no. So what you do to activate the tracker, you go to your inventory, you press A on the item, and you have the item count or NPC location. NPC location is items that you obviously trade in. So if you're grinding at Sorsons and you're doing the trade-ins for the gold bars, you click NPC location. But if you click item count and then you back out, as you can see in the top corner by the minimap, you can now see how much trash loot you
cannot hold more than that much silver.
No.
What have you done?
No. Okay, well,
No more silver for you.
no more silver for me. I'm at the max. Now we know what the max is.
On our test server, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go. As you can see, it is working flawlessly if my pets would collect. And there we go.
My heads are hiding it? Hiding what?
Heads are hiding what? I felt like we're really small today. Are we smaller than usual?
Are we hiding something? I apologize if I'm hiding something.
There's nothing in the bottom corner.
I don't know if I am hiding something, but if I am, I
Oh,
apologize.
I'm hiding the amount of silver. Okay.
Oh.
But you can see when it comes up on the notice.
Yeah, you can't have more than that, which means we have that. Move to the left side. I refuse.
No, left side is not where the camera goes. That's heathen speak. That's people who put their their start menu on the other side as well.
That's silly. But yes, the counter does go up. It seems like it's working. You can also put Marnie stones, yes?
Yep, you can put
Awesome.
Marnie stones. You can put trash loot, and that's it. That's all you can put.
Oh, we're hiding from where the NPC stuff is. Okay. So when you go to your item.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. All right.
Okay, it's up. Okay.
There we go. Okay, and then here.
There you go.
So we can now turn it off. Bam, close widget. It is gone. Then we go back in. Bam, item count or NPC location. Item count. Yeah, there it is. And it tells you how much is in your inventory. So this will help you.
Hide your pets, please. Hide your create pet army.
Man, I named them. It took hours to come up with these names, man. Hours. All right, hide pets. There you go. Get out of here. Ah! Okay, so there we go. So that's that. What else were we going to show? That was it, right?
In terms of gameplay? I mean, you can go around grinding if you want.
I mean, where's my DNA? Oh, no.
Have you lost your DNA?
I've lost my DNA. Where's my DNA?
Corsair gameplay cannot show that.
Yeah, unfortunately, as much as we would love to show you the Corsair gameplay, we cannot at this time. There are still some things we've finished up in terms of animations, in terms of names of things, so we can't show it at the moment. I'm not even going to say if we tested it or not.
No. So basically, we won't be able to show it. Once it releases, then we'll probably do it then. And that will be a good time.
Where is my dinner?
Use your flute.
I don't have one.
You have like a gajillion silver.
Wait, I could open the map.
Yes.
Hold on. Where's my dinner? Oh, well.
One thing we did want to mention is that if you watch the Heidel Ball, we spoke in a different way and it wasn't our normal derpy selves, and it's because it's a very important festival, you know. It's our presentation and we wanted to do a really good job with it. I hope we did a good job with it, but
There he is.
there were people
Sweet dinner. Hello.
But we wanted to make sure that we did a good job with it, and I know in terms of like interpretations and reading subtitles, I know that's hard for some people, and that's not knocking them. Like, and I'm not knocking anyone for this. I know the subtitles are difficult, but we kind of made an executive decision, both myself and Shirna, which was let Jehinim, who is the producer, speak, Jesongnim speak, and I saw what happened. Let them speak and hear the gravitas of their voice. And, you know, I think they did a really great job with it, especially for someone like Jesongnim and Jehinim who are much more camera shy than...
Man, I'm going to show how little I play in history right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They're much more camera shy, and I think they did an awesome job with it. Jehinim spoke for a while about the state of Black Desert as a whole, the state of Pearl Abyss as a whole, and I thought that was a really good presentation, especially for people who had a lot of questions for it. Yeah, someone who's writing it in Korean. Yes, Jesongnim and Jehinim. So he spoke on that and how much we did in the first 6 months, or the first half of 2021, and seeing how much we've accomplished there, specifically on the side of console. I'm excited for the second half, and you know, as Jesongnim said in his speech, actions speak louder than words, and I hope we show that.
I don't have pets, so I can't show.
We made an executive decision to talk. We didn't talk during the song. We let that one play, but we talked through other parts of the quiz, as well as the fan art. I thought the fan art was really cool, and all that kind of stuff. Can you guys show the Dreadnought? No, I believe that's still in development, and that's gonna happen.
The Guild Galley stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we don't have that available right now. That would be in the alpha server.
Yeah. Do season characters have their own character slots, or do you have to open one? You need an open character slot.
Open slot, yeah. So,
what is it? Corsair with Succession Awakened? No details on that yet. Dungeon when? I believe Justin mentioned something about it.
He said,
but we'll get it with everyone else, kind of thing.
I can't remember the date, but he did give an exact date.
Yeah.
This is not my skill menu. This is not my ring menu.
Dice game when? We do not talk about the dice game here. That never happened.
But have you heard about Yard?
The Yard thing sounds kind of cool. Are you all doing Q&A? The Q&A section will come after the gameplay.
I mean, we're essentially there, aren't we?
Yeah, we're kind of still doing it. Yeah.
Alright, hold on. All I wanted to do is kill my dinner.
We're talking about stable service, stability and all that kind of stuff. It is also something that they said that we are working on continuously. I just think that the amount of information we can give at a given time is kind of rough. But it is something we're working on. We know that is an issue for us. And on console, it is something we need to do. Can we make one of our current characters into a seasonal character?
No.
You must create a seasonal character.
And we'll talk about the reason why. Kashima, can we go full screen? There isn't much else to show.
Yeah.
It's a big-ish. Well, I mean, it's an update. There's a lot of stuff in it, but unfortunately, not much of it is very visual. What was I talking about? Seasonal. So
yes. Why can't you?
With seasonal, it needs to be a new character that you boost up on the seasonal servers. Now, season characters can go between normal servers and the seasonal servers, but normal characters cannot go to the seasonal servers.
Yes.
Seasonal characters cannot equip normal gear, so they cannot equip your bags or your accessories. They have to go through the process of Naru, then I believe it's Tuvala, and then I believe there's some other things I'm not 100% sure of the full spec at the moment, but essentially they are locked into the seasonal ecosystem, and then when you graduate, which I'm not sure when that will be, but that's at the end of the season, you will get rewards. Your character will be moved from a seasonal character to a normal character, and you, I believe, keep the gear you had, as well as you can change one piece, but the rewards right now, I don't have the details. That will be when the seasonal server opens.
Seasonal server stuff as well, like the amount of servers and all that. More details will release as we come along to it. Right now, we're kind of doing the pre-creation stuff. I think the server numbers, as far we don't know it right now. I'm sure it's been determined, but more announcements on that when it comes along. I'm sorry, I wish I can give you an answer on
the
that.
lottery is both regular and pre-creation. Regular and seasonal. Thank you, Kashima, for fixing that when I said it. So regular or seasonal characters. Again, we don't have much on the server side of things at the moment. That will be revealed when we get closer to the release of the seasons.
The way that
Hide Pets is in, buddy.
Yeah, Hiding Pets is in. I remember someone asking me since launch when this will be in. We finally got it. I'm very sorry that it took so long to do that. Someone was asking about, are there any benefits for older players to do season servers?
Well, you get some cool rewards. You level up your character. You'll be probably stronger than you are. You won't, have to mess around with switching gear and stuff like that. But it's up to you whether you find value in playing on the seasonal servers. A lot of people do enjoy it. There's the whole it kind of teaches you to enhance properly. With fail stacks, there's a lot of advice of Valks also given out during this. So the value of the seasonal server to a veteran player is on the player if they see value in it or not.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. It depends on what you want to do with it and how you're going to be playing in general. Is there a large difference between console and PC content, and what would you recommend to new players? It's kind of a difficult question, and I say this with as much love as possible, and maybe it's kind of weird for us on console to say this, but
only one new slot, by the way.
I would say that whatever style of game you enjoy more, like whether it's by like sitting in. My version of console is that I would say most people sit in front of a TV in a living room playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone has a streaming setup. So if you want to play by keyboard and mouse, PC is the way to go for it. If you want to play by controller, I would say console, but you can also do it on PC. I would say the communities are different as well as where they are in the game. It really depends on what it is, your preference. And I honestly believe that with games, you get introduced to these kinds of games based on your friend group as well as the community.
Yeah.
And so I would say pick the one that's right for you and enjoy it.
All right.
Yeah.
When will we see Awaken Raboms instead of just Suck? Probably never.
Yeah.
But nothing is set in stone. Things change. We said that there wouldn't be a dungeon style thing, and then Ataraxion came out. So
pretty much.
Opinions change over time, and as we mature, as we think this might be a good idea, and we work things through. Things change over time, but from what I know, no. Do seasonal characters add to family rep? Yes, they do.
Okay.
Because they are still considered a normal character.
People were asking, what about the insert class name new outfits? I don't really talk about it as much, but I have forwarded a bunch of them that people wanted. Ranger was one. The Hash was another.
Yeah, but we said we weren't going to release that one ever.
Which one?
The Hashashin one.
I said I would never release it because I want to torment C-Dot.
Yeah.
But, I have forwarded it, and, when they come out, they do come out. Will there be outfits for Corsair that doesn't have pants? I'm not sure how to answer that.
Yeah. I was obviously joking about the Hash comment.
I was.
We were clearly joking. But yeah, I don't know. We don't know what the future holds for the Corsair costumes. But the Ataraxion, I believe the date was given during the Hydo Ball.
But we are not going to say a date on stream just because right off the top of our head, if we get a date wrong, it's going to be really bad. So there should be eventually
I will say Ataraxion will be released at least 20 minutes before the Heat Death of the Universe.
Boom. That being said, like I said in the beginning of the stream, and I'll say it now because there may be some people who kind of just joined us, Jesanim has specifically stated in the case of console, he will try and do something that's specific to console in terms of, let's say, the way we did the roadmap after Calpheon. If we can do an announcement, if it's a video, awesome, but the video, I hope you guys understand, does take quite a while, as well as the notice in general, because we want to get it right.
Yeah.
And I think the last roadmap, this current roadmap that we're on right now, is the best one we've ever done.
Yeah.
We've hit each one, so kind of want to go with that.
Someone asked about J-Hammers.
I don't know what to tell you with that. There is something on the... no, I will say that. There's something about the J-Hammer on the notice on the website. However, more information when it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jay's Hammer of Loyalty. More details will be announced in the notices soon. We don't... Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we can say. Because that's all we have.
Yeah. And so with so Corsair details in terms of how are the weapons going to function or what states will it have in terms of section or awakening, don't have that information yet, but if you guys have been seeing any of the notices that have been going out, information is coming at a rapid pace. I would say hold on because Corsair is coming next week.
Yep, and people asking about the precision, just because something gets updated and then data mined does not mean it will be released.
Oh, I guess I'll talk about that for a bit. I know a lot of people were expecting an item because of, whatever was data mined or there were rumors going around and people were, expecting certain things. And I get it. I know when people are disappointed, it is something that we have to look into, and we kind of look towards that. However, given what we got out of the Hydo Ball, pretty excited, as well as the pen accessory thing. That's going to be pretty sweet too. But for the most part, I would say for me, the biggest focus, and I think for a lot of people as well, the content stuff that they're working on looks awesome. The the amount of feedback that they took and have tried to make something out of it. One thing that came out from the talk that Jesognim had was the Rbf maps. And I want to say thank you to a lot of people on console, because we talked about it on stream a lot. And it's like, yo, if you got map ideas, hit us. And I know it may not be in the same iteration as you guys may have envisioned. Like, well, I didn't ask for that area, I asked for this area. But the fact that they're making that kind of stuff after listening to a lot of feedback from, our community is a great thing. And I hope you guys don't feel that the team doesn't listen to you guys. And we take all of that into account and try to go forward with it. The Rbf maps, a lot of the things where one of the maps have like objectives, the other one has something else. The way that we go about it, that looks awesome. The PvP season stuff, that's gonna be really great too. PvE stuff looks really great too. Super excited for all of that.
Right. Someone's asking about the.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna show it.
Okay.
The names of the weapon and sub-weapon. I can tell you. I don't know if I can tell you the names, but they are new items unique to Corsair. I mean, all right. She has a Serenaka as her main, and a Mareka. Mareka.
Yeah, that was
as
something.
her sub.
Yeah, Jesognim said that during the Q&A as well.
Yep. The Nova Key, no idea. All I've heard is that in the future it will be used for something. I will follow up on that. I have no idea what is going on with that. Maracas, I keep saying the Macarena as the sub-weapon, which is what we were doing yesterday when we were talking about it. So, yeah.
No, we're not fair. That was actually something.
Someone's asking about the coupons. All the coupons are redeemable at console.playblackdesert.com. Put the coupons there. The Scallywag chest,
thanks, Kashima,
which is the wave of pirate loot, I believe,
yes,
is the coupon code. That will be available after this maintenance. The quiz rewards will also be sent after the maintenance. So after the maintenance, you can enter the Scallywag chest, which gives you the 500 crowns, I believe, the golden horse, and a couple of other things. That will be available after the maintenance. The maintenance will be tomorrow for us. Depending on where you live, it might be today, it might be tomorrow. But basically, it will be the normal time that maintenance is. But yeah.
I like the way you explained that. It makes sense, but I just I get
it's
that.
the normal time. I can't remember when the normal time is. Odraxia when? I mean,
let's settle down a little bit.
I mean, eventually. If we get Odraxia, we need Odalita first, because we can't just put the city in the game. That'd be interesting if we just put the city in the middle, but you can't actually access it.
Oh God.
Yeah. So you have to wait for Odalita to launch. But we don't have any dates at the moment on that. Neither do we have dates on the Gomrath Heart version of Dandy, which is another thing coming up.
I do also want to mention that during the keyword talk, there was a lot of you guys who asked, I guess I'll speak on PC's behalf as well. There's a lot of things that were said that, maybe that question didn't come in the form that you wanted it. But given the time constraints that we had, as well as we tried to push everything in together, I think they did a really good job of answering those questions as much as they could. However, for our console-specific stuff, and if you're joining us from PC, I'm sorry, but for the console-specific related questions, we're going to go and talk with the development teams and the entire console team as a whole, and that incorporates everyone, and see what we can do in terms of answering those or not. I personally want to do the voice... Kashima insulting me already. I want to do the voice of adventures for us, and I'm not sure when that will be. When is best to do that, and do one for EU, do one for NA, and go from there. But if I can think of something, we will.
Okay, so I don't know if we can talk about the buffs that she's gonna have.
No,
I don't.
Absolutely not. We cannot talk about that.
Wasn't it mentioned in the bowl?
No. There was not.
All right. I thought it was mentioned. Okay, you'll find out more later, but she does have a similar thing. Yeah, she does. Okay. When you pre-create, you get to choose whether. Oh.
Yeah, someone already said it. Like,
Right. Corsair's ability, she can swim faster, and underwater breathing is boosted. Mostly.
it's on the website. I would check it for
Longer durations. That's what I said. I didn't say that it was forever. All I will say though, the lore. We've got some questions to be asking.
The lore is dope. I actually really liked it, and
They haven't seen the GM note yet.
I know this is a Q&A, and you guys ask us questions. Information on next generation stuff, more when that comes out. We're gonna talk to Justin and everyone else with it. If we can make an official statement, awesome. I want to ask you guys, like, that trailer that you guys saw for Corsair, and it's a genuine question. How do you guys feel about that trailer? Because that trailer is very different in style compared to Sage and Hessession and Nova. This was more on the cute comedy side.
It was more on the shy side of things.
So how did you guys actually feel about it? It was good. Yeah, okay.
Making a monster.
Dub was a little bit like I imagine like the lip sync was kind of a bit off. Okay. People liked it. Okay. That makes me really happy. I'm not sure if all characters will have that comedy element to them, but I think this was such a.
It was because we released so many serious classes like Nova, and then we had, Sage was pretty serious, Hash was pretty serious.
Yeah, I right now my top trailers, I guess, would be Hash and Corsair. Those two are my favorites. We're not showing that. We're not showing that at all.
Oh no, we won't. Okay. Male shy with a gun when? I don't know. Probably never.
I saw a lot of the Super Saiyan Blue comments, and then they were like, "Is it Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Blue, or is it just Super Saiyan Blue?" It's very different. Or is it the new Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue?
So the schedule is you will be able to pre-create this week on seasonal or normal, and then next week you will be able to play. So we're having a maintenance this week and a maintenance next week, which probably means we'll be doing a stream next week as well.
Oh right, yeah.
We haven't thought about that one yet.
So this week, yes. So today stream, tomorrow update, or depending on your time zones. Next week stream, update, and then I'm gonna be off on a sabbatical for a bit.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Also, people saying, like, why haven't you responded to my DMs, which is at the beginning. We've been pretty heavily focused on the Heidel Ball, which means that we had, there's a lot of prep work that goes from, a lot of behind-the-scenes prep work that goes into it on our side. We go through pretty much everything that's been announced. We talk about
working
what
with
could
the
come
teams,
up, talking to other people, making sure that it works. Then when we get there on the day, we, rehearse-ish. We go through what we have to do. We make sure that we internalize the schedule of things. Then we go around and make sure all the other languages are okay because we're all, friends.
Character slots are going to be 24. Someone's asking. The character slots are 24.
Yeah, it goes up to 24.
In regards to the Heidel Ball, the way that we kind of did it is that, and I'm sorry we kind of neglected Discord as well as everyone else for this, but we wanted to do a good job with it. Like with these streams, when we talk to you guys, it's definitely in a more comfortable space, and the way that we speak is in a more comfortable way to do it. But with that one, we wanted to be like sharp and on point with everything.
We entered this uncharted territory called Professional Zone.
It was really weird.
And
I didn't get to wear a hoodie. They were just like, you're gonna wear the purple shirt, which I was like, I'm good with that. That shirt was awesome. And then they're like, no hoodie.
No hoodie.
And I was like, why?
Okay, let's throw up the coupon code so I can hide my knobbly knees. There we go. I didn't do it, Captain. Enter that code to get extra life EXP scroll ×2 and extra mount scroll ×2. I didn't do it, Captain is one of my proudest coupon codes thus far. Mwah, chef's kiss on I didn't do it, Captain. The coupon code, man. This will only work on console, so if you're joining us from PC, we're sorry we cannot make coupons for your version, but enter this at console.playblackdesert.com, enter the coupon code, and that is that. All right.
Trent is trying to say that when they stream with their bosses, they have to act like they have sense. Got it.
You got it. Trent is laughing at the coupon code because there are times where we come up with event names and we come up with coupon codes where it is just basically us trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
Hexgon Give It To You is one of my favorite examples from Trent for the Hexmarie Dark Rift event that we had. This one is my magnum opus. This nothing will top this. I didn't do it, Captain.
If you guys have ever noticed that, like, on streams, especially when we started, like, we were kind of like, we still didn't really know each other that well. And then as we kept going, the goal was to make each other break.
Yeah.
And yeah. So that's our coupon. It's in regards to, the release of Dine. Next week is the Corsair release, which will be exciting.
Someone said Trent's still in the lead with Hexgon Give It To You. Okay, so we have no other details on seasonal servers that we haven't already given. So that means early graduation and stuff like that. We have no idea.
Yeah. In terms of graduate, like you said, early graduation stuff like that, we don't know.
Also, someone's asking whether Corsair will launch with her succession. We don't know. Legitimately, we cannot confirm nor deny that anything like that will happen. It's just Corsair at the moment. Wait for more news. New Shaka 2 seals, the brilliant ones. We don't have them yet. When they come, we don't know. But I don't know. I don't know when that will make its way in. But it will eventually. Just we're not sure when. Does the new class... someone just asked that question, and I just answered it.
Yeah.
How long does season servers usually last? I believe it's 3 months.
I don't know if our one has
been.
been finalized yet, but...
Is the season gear same as usual? It will be the Naru into Tuvala. Yeah.
And then...
Also, don't forget that because it's a female class, more accuracy will probably be re-rolling. Is the golden tier 8 horse a Corsair? No, it is not a Corsair, but I believe it starts with instant axle, drift, and another skill.
You can check it right now if you want. The other one that I was looking into was... Oh, I missed that question. So this update has certain class changes.
Yes.
Yeah. There are certain class balances in it because people are asking about that a lot. There are certain class balances on there. We are still finalizing it, which is why we're not going over it yet. But yes, there are certain changes coming, hopefully.
How about that Tamer WW, Trent?
Tamer Dubs? Oh, right. Yeah. So, by the way, that makes me happy. So, this whole Tamer WW thing is one thing. The other feedback that I got from Tamers, and as well as like playing it myself, right, is that yes, this is one of the classes that may benefit from a rework, or a revamp, or whatever the case may be. And so that's what Jesongnim was mentioning during his speech, which was we want to look at a lot of the characters and kind of rework with, mess around with it. So the dub thing is most likely going to be a part of that. Like that's something they have been considering. But we do kind of want to try and figure out a fix here as well before that happens. Tamer's one of them, and
pretty much the first 17 classes in order as they appeared on PC would be the classes that are getting revamped. Probably October is what they said.
Now that
so we don't know when it will make its way to console.
That being said, this does not mean that other classes will not get any changes, right? And we are continuously pushing forward with it, and messing around with that as much as you can. The shy stuff also forwarded that.
Something embarrassing. I died to a Tamer last night in Rbf.
Tamers are good 1v1s. Like Tamers are really good 1v1s. You can get up and go grab it.
But Kashima has decided to give me.
There are a lot of concerns about like, hey, like if you're gonna rework things, are you gonna mess around with it completely? And change what their playstyle is now. I don't have an answer for you, but it is something that we mentioned, which was like, people have a certain playstyle now, and they've grown accustomed to these classes, and they love these classes. And I think Jesongnim really focused on that. Like, we don't want to take away your favorite classes from you. and leave it in the dust, essentially. So with the feedback that we're getting from people, as well as the tournaments that were held on PC and that they're going to keep going with, all that feedback, plus our own stuff, plus internal testing, plus general community sentiments as well, is something that they're all going to be looking into, which is why it's becoming such a massive endeavor to make that work.
Someone's asking what I'm drinking. Not sponsored, but I am drinking the Taste of TV Static, which is sparkling water. Okay, someone asked, is Corsair going to be a healer? No. Do you need the healer for Ataraxion? Probably not. Depends on you. But Ataraxion will be later on. More will be developed when it's coming. We can show you more of that when it's released.
Yeah.
People are saying, ooh, gross. But I mean, just sparkling water is fine.
I'm not a big fan of sparkling water in general.
I told you, dude. Tastes like TV Static. It's wonderful. Tastes like the 90s.
This trailer was a Disney movie. I agree.
Okay, optimization when and questions like that. That is not, we don't have much to say between us at this moment. There was frame drops mentioned during the Heido Ball, and they're going to work on that. Optimization is an ever ongoing process. When it comes, we don't know, but you know, it is being worked on.
There is a common thing that's been going on, which is like, you know, I want to believe in you guys in terms of like whether it's the class revamps that Just Unnamed announced, or Corsair, or whatever future classes that we may release. But Sage was what it was. You know what I mean? And so it's hard for people to believe in us. And like we said, or not we said, but that were in the subtitles for what Just Unnamed was saying. Actions speak louder than words, and we're working hard on regaining that. Even though I may disagree about certain things, like Sage I know about, but the other classes that we released in the context of console launched fairly well, and I was actually really happy with the way that we were launching things. Sage was a lesson that we had to learn, and we did, and I hope we're learning from it, and we're going to continue going on from there. But yeah, it's on us to earn that trust back, so hopefully we do so. That's the most I can say about that.
Someone asked, I lost the question, and my phone decided that it didn't want to work. It's gone. Next gen update, we won't be announcing that between us. Oh, the blue screen Canon fix. I don't know if it's in this update. Hopefully it is. It is being looked into and worked on. Just not sure what the issue is right now, because it only happens with focus fire on ships. It's been reported, it's been investigated. I'm not sure on the status of a fix at this point in time.
When I mentioned Sage, I don't mean like current Sage. I mean when we released Sage and the state that Succession was and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not going to make jokes about that one. But yeah, that's kind of what that was, and it's on us to earn that back.
What will mansions do? I have no idea.
It looks dope, though.
It does look really cool. No idea what's going on with those. Nothing we can announce at this point. If I went looking, there's probably a design doc somewhere that I could look at, but we wouldn't be able to even talk about that anyway. So, yeah. Drop event when? Well, there's a drop event coming this time around where you'll get extra drops on your Dream Horse materials. So you'll be able to get the blue grade Dream Horse materials. How was that for a plug of the events?
I like that.
Should I do that voice every time we do, like, you know?
I don't think we'll ever be asked to do marketing.
So, someone said pain.
Oh, man. They don't enjoy the voice? That makes me sad.
So which character do I re-roll to? I mean, that's up to you. The DK statue, order page, no idea at the moment.
The figure looks dope,
I
though.
believe some stuff was released after the Heido Ball, but I think it just said coming soon. So once they're ready with that, it will be announced on our website, as well as SNS.
Will season rewards be announced before we have to choose to do seasons? I imagine you mean in terms of pre-creations.
No. As in, like, the reward you get for finishing the season server. Most likely it will be announced then. No, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, I imagine that's when it'll be announced. I don't think we've announced or are going to announce today or tomorrow what the rewards are going to be for completing seasons? That's a really good question, though. I'm going to have to... Costa, if you're watching. But, yes.
Trent
Is
and
the code
Shirna 1v1 when? The code is only console.
Yeah,
Trent
code is only
and Shirna
console.
1v1s.
Oh, he'll murder me.
When we can get the stuff working again. We've had issues with our other dev kit.
I'll explain this. It's not so much as the dev kit that's the issue. So, it's kind of what me and Shirna have been saying in the past, where different platforms, different update processes and mechanisms and work to be done. And so lately, actually for a while now, the scheduling for those based on platform has been kind of different, and we're working on trying to make it come back to normal. But if being able to do like PS5 and Xbox Series X gameplay on stream comes at the cost of the update in general, then nah.
Someone's asking when the season server starts. It will start next week. Your pre-creation period starts now, so you can create a seasonal character this week and be ready to go when seasonal servers opens. And I'm sure it'll be the same as whenever a new class opens up. You start off in that tent, and you're surrounded by Corsairs. But yeah, when can we start the update? The update will go tomorrow. I think for everyone it's tomorrow, based on time zones. So tomorrow.
Sorry, I thought I read delete the squirrel.
What? Delete the squirrel?
I don't know what that means. Yeah. I'm very sorry. That just really caught my eye all of a sudden.
Can we give our main gear to a seasonal character? No. Seasonal characters are locked to seasonal gear. So that's how that goes on. Could we show her skills today? No. We cannot. I want to, but unfortunately, I kind of like this job, and I kind of want to stay here.
Do you get the rewards from the Hide a Ball, even if we weren't playing BDO during the event? Yes, as long as you have, for the quiz ones, right?
For the quiz.
The quiz ones are if you've logged in since launch on your respective platforms, if you've played since launch to the end of Hide a Ball at least once, then it's yours.
Yep. So, yeah.
Yes?
So does that mean we get Tuvala gear? Yes. Should be. Unless it's changed with this season, it should be the same as the seasons that you all read about. If you read, let's say, Grumpy Green's guides on anything BDO, there's, like, a seasonal server overview. The rewards might be different, or probably will be different, because seasons are what they are. So, legitimately, you can find out what the season servers are mostly about from there, but please note that the rewards and some of the features may change with this season, so they're generally kept a little bit fresh.
Am I missing a question?
BDO gaming chair on the merch store? Nah, gaming chairs are bad for your back. You want a good office chair.
No, there was a...
Guru boxes? Not at the moment. If we make a seasonal character, do we get the leveling up event rewards? We don't know if there is a level up event yet. That's not in this week's event list. But if so, I assume you get both.
Okay, someone was asking, like, in terms of, like, class revamps or ideas and stuff, is there a Discord to get to the devs at where we can forward these things? And I know this is going to suck for, like, to hear this, but unfortunately for some of you, sending it to myself, Shirna, Costa, Kashima, whoever on our Discord is the best way to do that, because it requires to be translated and sent. And I know sometimes, like, no, I shouldn't say sometimes, a lot of the times we don't respond, but we do send it. And I'm not sure how to show that, hey, we sent it without it making it look like we're promising that exact thing to happen.
I will also say that if we did have the devs be as approachable as we are, there would never be any work done on the game. So they generally keep themselves focused on what they're doing more than that kind of stuff. But we do go and have meetings and we talk to them about stuff as well. But if like, let's say we put, I don't know, 5 devs on Discord while they're working, they can read DMs and stuff. They'd never stop because they just keep going and going and going. So in terms of workload and in terms of just like sheer volume, there's a lot more of you than there are of us.
Yeah. I generally take everyone's feedback and I try to just kind of translate and send it off to the right people for it. There are times when I don't, and I'll be quite honest about this. The reason why there's sometimes when I just don't respond is because sometimes the feedback that is given has a lot of good content in it that I want to send, but it does come from either an aggressive or an angry place, and that's not indicative of the person. You know what I mean? Like the person who's sending it, like I know these people, they're good people, and they genuinely do care about the game. But those messages do come from an angry place or a negative space, so I kind of let them I step away from it. It's like I don't want to engage in a fight, but an argument is fine. But I don't want to engage in a fight, if that makes sense. So I just take it, send it, and strip it of certain language, and go from there. So I apologize if you feel like I've been ignoring you, but yeah, that's just how I've been kind of working on it.
I didn't do it. Captain doesn't work for me. It only works on console. It should only work on Black Desert console. So console.playblackdesert.com. Okay. Yeah. Do you feel voices are heard? I mean, right. Voices being heard from NAEU. Voices being heard from console. Like, your voices are getting heard. If they weren't, there wouldn't have been things like the wizard changes, the witch changes, the massive balance overhaul, the character reworks that were announced at Heido Ball.
Yeah.
Ataraxion as well probably wouldn't have come into... Like, the voices are getting heard. It's... Your concept is yours, right? You think that, okay, this is what I want, but someone else has a different concept and someone else has a different concept, and everyone has their own ideas of what something should be. Now, when we get that, we have to try and make a way that we can present the core of it without bogging down and saying like, okay, but there are 12 different ways that people want this done, so you guys have to choose between this. It's more like you give a concept and some of the feelings behind it, like why they want it, why you want it, why, it'll be good, why people want to enjoy it, like what people are thinking about this. We send that off, and it is up to them to decide how to interpret the data. Voices are being heard. I'll say that much because a lot of the changes that were announced at Heido Ball, plus a lot of the changes that have happened before the Heido Ball, have come directly from the essence of the feedback given. That'd probably be the best way to describe it. It's the essence of your feedback that gets through, and then it is up to them to decide how they're going to interpret that information and make it into the game in a way where it works and it's not too grandiose where it'll design something else, or basically it wouldn't work with the game systems we have. There's a lot of things that have to be done to it. So the concepts and the essences of what you guys say in your feedback does get through. And it doesn't matter whether it's in English, Japanese, Korean, any of the languages, all feedback carries the same weight.
Yeah. I'll also say this part where when it comes to... Because someone was asking where's the best place to post it? And I can honestly say, whether you're from PC or console or mobile or whatever the case may be, we try and keep our fingers on the pulse in different communities as much as we can. So if you feel more comfortable on the forums, do it on the forums. If you feel more comfortable on Discord, do it in Discord or a DM or on Twitch or on whatever. I will say that the community for console is different than the community on PC. In the case of, I think you only need to look to Reddit. Like, PC Reddit for Black Desert and console Reddit for Black Desert are very different.
Console CM is foobar. I think that's a good thing. I'll take it as a good thing.
Foobar?
Yeah. We'll take it as a good thing. We'll reinterpret the idea. Okay.
I'll take that.
So the central market stuff conversations are still happening. Interfering with a player-driven model is a lot more difficult than it seems that it would seem. So yes, we are looking into it. It is something. I will say it's kind of reflective of the not just the people, but like the general income from most of the player base, because like most people don't generate 900 million silver a day. You know, not everyone plays that long, so there's things to be done. Whether a silver injection would be the way forward, would that raise the prices, or would we have to do something else? There's a lot of variables when it comes to the central market that have to be considered, because if you make one wrong step, it could be worse. So we're considering it. There's discussions happening.
Yeah. I mentioned this to quite a few people already, but I'll mention it here as well. In terms of the way that we kind of go about certain changes, or if we want to make a certain change, on the company side of things, and in the interest of honesty, on the company side of things, there's a lot of variables from different teams that we kind of have to look with, and making sure that all of this kind of makes sense. To kind of haphazardly run in and do something in the past has bitten us. You know, whether it's on PC or on console, that has absolutely hurt us. And people felt that the intervention of a company, whether it's this game or different games, the intervention of a company into a player-driven core function of the game was unnecessary and not okay to do. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. All right, C Mob guild missions, they were taken away.
There was an issue with it, I think. Yeah. I don't think it was supposed to be taken away. I'm not sure if it'll be this update or a coming update, but we know that they just magically disappeared on themselves, and we'll be adding it when they are ready. Someone said, like, there are people making 900 million silver a day. I barely make 80 million.
I will say this, because the comment is that it's player-driven but developer-created, which is a lot of the variables that we have to look into to see if it is bugged, to see if something is broken, to see if a function is destroyed, to see if the formula doesn't work, to see if the economics of it doesn't work. If it's on that side of things, then yeah, of course we kind of mess around with it. We have to. But when a bunch of other variables are involved with it, it's difficult to kind of go into it.
Someone said tax the min listers 99%. How about we also tax the min bidders 800% on the price they're paying?
No.
Like, direct injection of silver would not fix it, because there is a culture of min listing as well. So even if you give people the ability to earn more silver, it wouldn't necessarily fix it, because someone still might just min bid it. So there's a lot to work with, and we have to be very, very careful with the cuts we take.
This code is not for PC. This code is indeed only for console. This is a console stream. You're welcome that we don't do this on PC, and it's gonna be good. So the way that we kind of I'll talk about that in a sec. So the way that we make those kind of changes and the way that we're going forward with it is something that we're monitoring every day. And there are a lot of people that send me DMs about this as well, which is perfectly fine, because you're meant to be vocal. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me to go like, yo, stop complaining. Don't worry about it. No, you're meant to be vocal. You are the community, and you're meant to be vocal for that, as well as for our developers to be vocal with us as well. So yes.
Any changes to Guardian? No. Let us sell trash loot at camps? No. That would be pretty much on the bad side of things. But don't forget, you can always use your horse as a permanent stack for your trash loot. So just use that. If you're in Histria, then maids are pretty much the good thing, and there's quite a few being given out. Will Striker be getting his bi-weekly buff? I mean, it doesn't get a buff that often. Black Rust Mission will not be changed yet. Not sure why.
Some parts of the game are like that, but other components are messed up because specific changes on console, like crystals. Yep, crystals are same thing, you know.
The crystal stuff, yes, we know. We have to, again, have another conversation. We're trying to get them back as much as possible. Stop giving away free accessories. It kills the market. It wouldn't if people enhance them.
No, hold on. So, in terms of... How do I say this without getting killed or killing everyone? So, in terms of accessories being sent and, like, us being like, well... if y'all did what we told you to do with it, then no, that's not the way to say it. That's not the way to go about it either. Look, the way that, and this kind of falls back on what I said earlier. A core function that is player-driven and that has player mentalities, right? Someone brought up a good point. If player mentalities are doing it the way that they're doing it, and you don't feel like it's okay with it, change the structure. You should have changed the structure for that, right? Do you know what I mean? That, to me, and I've said this in the past, is something that we're looking at. And the way that these different components play a role into one another is a job that we have to do. Just straight up doing something to a market right away based off of whatever and doesn't take into account of all the other variables that we have to look at is silly. It is absolutely silly. You can see this in any other game that has done that, and as well as in our own history as well. If you look at Black Desert's history as a whole, and to see what some of the more blunt changes did, like in terms of market or item values or whatever, that hurt us as a whole, as a community. And the community meaning you guys, users, us, CMs, and developers, and the console, PC, whatever, Black Desert Studio, right? That's what that does. And so we have to be more careful with it. Also, in the way that we explain things, we have to be more careful with that as well.
What? There's a lot of opinions, and I'm reading some of them, and it's like,
No, but I don't mind this. Like, there's people in chat, both on YouTube and on Twitch, who have conflicting opinions with one another, and that's fine.
I'd say one of the other things as well is that when it comes to enhancing, there isn't as much data tracking in terms of the cost of enhancing something between console and like on PC you'd have a spreadsheet open and you're like, okay, like I can work all this out. I don't think we have the same kind of building a 50 stack is X amount of silver. Like,
even on PC, there are people on PC who do this and have a culture in that section of the community. There's a lot of people on a PC that also don't do that.
But there's like, you know, the true value of maybe enhancing is a little more inherent in that way.
No,
because,
absolutely. I agree with that.
That's something we have to, you know, consider.
Yeah. So, no, I agree with that. But yes, a lot of different variables. I'm just going to leave it on that one for now. Anything else? Huh? Why does console not have the coupon to swap weapons for the other classes? If you go to our social media website or our websites or even on our brand website, you will find a coupon code that we released at Heidelball that will allow you to do just that.
Yeah, we had one that included main weapon, sub-weapon, and awakening weapon exchanged. But yeah. That would be on our website, console.playblackdesert.com. The counterparts on evasion is something that I haven't heard before. Sorry. I'll bring that up. Yeah. That's something I haven't heard. When can we see something done about spawn-in from others during Node Wars? In what way? That's a little awkward of saying something because I don't understand the issue. If you could DM me if I miss it again, that would be great. How about more variety of accessories? I mean, whatever you do to accessories, there's always going to be a best in slot. We add more accessories such as the defensive earrings that are available. I think they're ethereal, the ones that you get from paddocks.
They're different, yeah.
Yeah, like we have added them, but again, like people chase certain stats more than others. So even if we add something that maybe would be better for a striker, let's say, people generally want the more flexibility options in that, oh, hey, this ogre ring I have is perfect for every class, whereas that one is only good for this class, and then it would be once again devalued in a way where, well, I don't play striker mystic, I don't want that accessory. So it's a nice thought of making accessories that are maybe specific to certain things that a class would shine at, but pigeonholing them in that way makes them less desirable, if that makes sense. And whether they would be considered best in slot because they can adapt to a character, or if they'd be considered best in slot because you can use them on any class.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You're going to have a lot of arguments against that, but yeah.
I actually like the idea. Like, not going to lie, I actually really like the idea. I'm just...
In terms of coupon, this stream coupon, the reason why this is the way it is because if you go to our website and on social media, there are a lot of other coupons that are available. And I've said this in the past, I don't think our stream should ever be a coupon code that is like a must-have dope item, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These are helpful for sure, but I don't think... I think it has a negative effect. I think if we suddenly gave up, like, all right, guys, here's like whatever, like, Tet Ogre, Pren Ogre, just by watching the stream, here you go, or whatever the case may be, makes us look like gods, and I don't want that. I genuinely don't want that.
One of the other things I do want to say is, like, the season servers will introduce people into enhancing in a more forgiving manner, would be a good way to say, because it's seasonal gear. So we'll see what the results of that are, as well as a couple of other things. We'll see how those are, and then see how it progresses from there. Yeah, Shirna looks like a god. Yeah, like the god of middle-aged human being, probably. The god of midlife crises. Like, that's me.
I will say you don't look your age, so that part's fine.
I know. I'm a pretty young-looking dude. I still got no gray hairs. It's wonderful.
One day. Dude, once I get the salt and pepper, man, I'm good to go. But, yeah, that's kind of why we don't mess around with the coupons as much for that.
Yellow DP necklace. I mean, I'm sure it's been bought up. Like...
Mansions were mentioned in the Hideable. Is this PC related only? No, that will affect us as well.
It should be both, but when it comes, we don't know.
Yeah,
because we don't know how it's gonna be implemented, or we don't actually have much information, and I haven't actually gone digging for said information. Shirna is Thor. Yeah, I'm Thor. Like the beginning of Endgame when he's fat, sitting on his couch playing PlayStation and Xbox. That's me. Yeah, I'll take that. Free character slot. They are available in the loyalties for X amount of money. Can we get an option to reduce skill effect opacity? Right. Not a bad idea. It depends, because once you start adding opacity to things, it really ramps up resources required.
It does indeed.
I don't know if you edit videos, basically try making a video and then changing one of the layers to be 75% opaque or 50%, and it increases your rendering time. So it is actually a pretty good idea. We just have to see how it works. Like, yeah.
Opacity does mess around with a lot in terms of processes.
Increase the field of view to 105. Why an arbitrary number? Why 105? Why not 108?
What about an evolution accessory that would change depending on what class is Ooh.
That's actually a kind of cool idea. But then it would just become best in slot.
for
like
your
straight
costume.
up. Like one of the things
That would be probably a treasure item.
but then that's really rough because then it's you have to have that item if you want to be best, if you want to be great. So it is rough in that way. I mean, it's an idea though. I like the idea.
I'll send that
it
one.
depends.
That's really good too. Skill effect colors. Agreed. I would love to kind of mess around with skill effect colors as well. That'd be kind of nice. The hard mode for dungeons. No. I think Jasmine said like the way that it is for console right now is that we're getting the regular, and hard mode eventually.
Hard mode when Elvia comes up. Now this is another kind of interesting divide between people within the console community. If you're from PC, you probably still have a reflection of this. Some people, like right at the beginning of the stream, there was someone who said like, hey, can we have more party DP, like more two-man places to grind that aren't 300 AP required? And then you look at like, say, Ataraxia on hard mode, which has much higher, like a very high requirement as well. So it's an interesting division of like, you know, the player base in that some people think that that's too high, some people think it's too low. So we'd have to see how it goes. But if we can release, once it's released, it will be released. That's what I can say. It will eventually make its way, just maybe not at the beginning. What was the Corsair main weapon name? It was... It's gone. Serenaka. The sword is called the Serenaka, and her sub-weapon is called the Mareka, or the Macarena, as it will now be called, because that's easier to say for some reason. Can I spell it out? No.
It's on the website.
It is on the website. It's Serenaca. Serenaka. It's totes called just a sword and an orb. Yeah.
Any news on unique passes for classes? Based off the Hide the Ball news, it'll probably come in with the
rework classes.
The rework stuff that for Global Labs it would be scheduled for somewhere in October, he said. But you know, given the undertaking of that, the scope of that project, it might take it a long time.
Someone said remove mount aggro. I'm assuming you mean the when your horse can be attacked. I mean, Shirna, can you use it in a sentence? Sure, I can. I stabbed them with my Serenaka. But no, the horse thing was discussed in the ball pretty heavily. Not pretty heavily. It was one of the questions that was asked. He said something about raising the level of horses so they don't get attacked. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but that's what was said. So, yeah.
Are we going to get more UI options? Right? Depending on what it is.
Did you ever follow up on the guy who failed us on the dice game?
We're getting there.
I didn't. I'm getting close, though.
Sorry. So on the topic of the UI elements, so there are certain things that people want in their UI. We are slowly making more and more progress on the UI. And hopefully, like messing with the martial shards and stuff like that. If we can, awesome. But
my level 15 donkey doesn't pull aggro. That was a feature added to donkeys a month or two after the Shy release. The donkey is cute and unassuming, therefore nobody attacks it. But a horse, a war horse, basically, yeah, it's going to draw aggro from things that want to kill you as well as, you know, the horse.
Adventure log releases and all the other ones, probably in future, like as I said, future updates. It's not like we're never going to do it, but it's definitely not this update. Don't know when that will be in.
Pickled vegetables. I mean.
Oh wait, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna ask chat this because this is a. Oh man. Okay, so whenever people ask us, what about this when, right? The response is always A, we probably don't have a date for you, or B, when it comes in well, or C, wait, we need to forward this in. As community, would you guys prefer us just to not answer those, or would rather us keep saying that?
I mean, when we don't answer it, there's the other one where like,
oh no,
look,
I'm still
not
asking.
Answering
Like,
difficult
I'd rather
questions,
ask. Like, I think there's merit in actually reading it and saying it, but I understand when people get frustrated and say like, well, there's no answers on this.
Okay, I'll answer this one. Does the Merchant's Ring have something to do with the new trade system? No, the Rich Merchant's Ring gives you a reduction on the tax in the central marketplace. That's what that does. Answer, but with a sarcastic tone.
No.
I mean, that's normal for me
The
at this
rupee
point.
thing I understand, and there's some other ones where
If the rupee gets updated, I don't think it will go all the way to 30k immediately. I think it would be slowly.
What they're saying is that like in certain cases, it feels like we as a team may have forgotten about it.
No,
And
we haven't.
there are certain ones where it's just like, okay, it got pushed down the priority list. So they would keep reminding. That's why that question comes up. Or certain type of question comes up. So yeah. Right? So yeah. That makes sense to me. Like that actually does make sense to me.
We haven't forgot about Dave's either.
Yeah.
We know about them.
That makes sense to me. Okay.
What do you think of the state of PvP? I mean, it happens. Where it happens, I don't know.
A lot of people come in late and yeah, I agree.
I will say, one thing that's come up a little bit recently is like karma bombing and stuff. And then it's like, but that's, I don't know. It's a little bit difficult. Okay.
Sorry. This will probably be posted on social media as well as on the website. But this coming maintenance, the DNA update maintenance and Corsair pre-creation maintenance, will be an hour longer.
Yep. So tomorrow's maintenance will be 1 hour longer for console. That
will be shared though.
People who like, I'll say this: Arsha is a channel where you can go where comma bombing is not possible. To answer, because I know a lot of people were talking about this very early on in the stream. The Arsha server is available. Yeah.
Oh, someone was asking about like the trade, and people are saying like the trade era we're excited about and stuff like that. Yes. So, again, huge thank you to peeps on Discord for sending me a lot of angry messages, and I say that with as much love as possible, because there was someone who, because of a misunderstanding between us and this, a couple others, right? Because someone said you think trade is OP, and we said no. The certain things right now are not available in game yet, right? And we're not ready to put that in game yet. But in this exchange, they gave me this huge doc of like, what if we did this though? Or what if we did this? Or how about this or this? This was like 7 months ago. Actually, no, almost a year ago. But like when I sent it to Jezongnim and that team, and they'd been working on it, and like the trade era thing sounds awesome. Like I actually really liked it, with the camel caravan and everything. So for people who enjoy trade and want to see trade renewed or changed, I think that content's gonna be really, really dope, and I hope you guys look forward to it.
Someone asked if you can keep the season server once the season ends. Yes, you can. The season, at the end of the season, you can convert it to a regular character and enjoy playing on the normal season servers. A player kill death counter on its own when something we've asked for before, like brought up, whether it would be feasible to do, we don't know. But yeah, it is something that has been considered from us, and we have suggested it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arsha, if you're 600 gear score or up, right? Now, are you expecting to run into like people with 600 gear score at, let's say, Sorsons?
Or grass beetles.
Yeah, you can go pretty much anywhere. If you're not at the levels where, if you're not at the AP gear where, you know, at the top end, like let's say Star's End or Sakraya, if you're on the Arsha server and you're in, let's say, Crescent Shrine or you're in Desert Nagas, you're going to be able to take advantage of the benefits, and there probably isn't going to be someone who has 600 gear score there. There might be people equal to you, roughly, because they're also trying to grind in that spot. But
it's not the most
it's an
optimal.
interesting thing. Yeah, it's not an optimal thing to do. So
people don't want to do it. I get that. So regarding the share system, what is the benefit of being red? Unfortunately, I don't see any reason to be red. This is something that both myself, Shirna, and a couple others have actually brought up and are in discussions of. So regarding that, I understand it. It's something that Justin briefly touched on in terms of like PvP and what it means and what the state of PvP is and where they want to see it grow even further. But yes, that stuff I want to keep talking about later. The other one was the... Oh, where'd it go? Majority of players that are not 600 plus, right. So that's the other thing. When people talk about like Arsha is for people who have 600 plus gear score. Where do people who don't have 600 gear score go? Right? And the argument that I would say is there's all these other servers to go on. Yes, you don't get the same item drop benefit, but you have other stuff. And for me, Arsha is high risk, high reward. That being said, the karma system, benefits of being red, all that kind of stuff is something we need to keep talking about because I think a lot of people have dope ideas.
it's cool.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things. Like, if someone's K-bombing, let's say at Star's End, then if you're able to just flag up and destroy them every time, maybe you could try your luck at, let's say, Arsha.
You can go to Arsha without gear. You might get attacked. It's not like you lose anything for trying. Time. People value their time and stuff like that. I think people value their time in a way that skews their value on other things in general. You know, within, I don't mean like morals and whatnot, but I mean like in terms of UX as well as like specific numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And someone's bringing up like, oh, why don't you just do a PvE server and that'll solve the K-bombing, right? Now, think of it like this. You're on a PvE server. You cannot flag up. And that person who's karma bombing you because they just keep coming back can happily just take your farm while you're doing and you cannot do anything about it. It wouldn't solve, it would exasperate the problem, not solve the karma bombing issue. It would just make it even more frustrating when they're in your spot.
I will say the reason why we answered that kind of question a lot is because it's a concern of the community and we should address those things. I think it'd be wrong of us not to.
It would make people grind over the top of each other, and when that happens and there is no retort, it is a little bit difficult. Share, it's simple. I mean, resources and optimal routes are generally designed around one person. When you start sharing it, you're getting less optimal results for your time or your buffs. And therefore, if you're not making the optimal amount of money, let's say if you're popping crones, elixirs, or crones, drafts, and gold loot scrolls, and you're not making the optimal thing, you'll feel kind of rough about it. So sharing is not caring, man.
It depends. Like I said, it really does depend on the playstyles of certain people, and community as a whole. It's tough for me to look at one group of players and just go, right, we got to do this. When you got to look at the majority as a whole. And the console player majority plays very differently than what people assume console plays like.
Add a difficulty option to Pit of Undying, and then Kashima says no because he's an archer. So there is a difficulty option to Pit of Undying, mostly because he's not happy with that comment. With the Pry Crow's Insignia, so there is that there. Give us a high and low gear score Arsha server. I mean, that would be...
Actually, Brutality, that's not a bad answer. That's interesting.
It'd be interesting. I've had Undeckable Guilds ruin a tree group.
That's actually a really good suggestion.
All right, K-bombing wouldn't be a big issue if we had more servers, right? Let's think of it this way. They have other like whenever I go anywhere, includes Star's End. This includes, let's say, Histria, Ackman. When I've done those grind spots, I switch to another server and suddenly my room is empty. If it was about the server space, they would just switch servers to try and find one, but they don't. They just intentionally want to be there.
Sorry, just to switch this up.
It's an interesting conversation.
Just to switch this up, so in terms of life skilling, in terms of like the 2K mastery and hunting kind of stuff, I believe someone on the Russian team brought that up. So I'm going to try and figure out where we are with that.
And
that was an interesting one.
Oh, but the times you grind. I also do grind during the day on weekends. Like I grind in the mornings before my kids wake up, which is between like 7 and 8, maybe up until 9 a.m. KST, which is a couple of hours ago for you guys. Like I try to play multiple different time periods because I know the game is a different state depending on what time. I generally play 11 p.m., which is about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, but there are Australian players and stuff like that. So yeah, I do grind those spots. And yes, sometimes there isn't a spot available for me. So I'll PvP someone. But I'll be like, hey, how long you got? And if they got like 5 minutes, it's like, can I take it after you? Yeah, sure.
It depends on interactions, how you play. Like that's the majority of it. But
I need to go press that button.
That isn't to say that we're not gonna consider things.
Oh, yeah.
Different ring menus and quick slots depending on whether or not the player's weapon is out. Something that is heavily discussed.
It was something brought up a long time ago.
Yeah. It's still being heavily discussed for that. I think the answer of more servers regardless, it's a tightrope to walk because the state of, how do I say this? Because people are just gonna type the last thing that they heard from me. So I'll go with this. The state of like PvP in NA console versus EU console versus Asia console are drastically different from one another, and that's kind of same thing with PvE, same thing with nodes, same thing with Siege, and all this kind of stuff. So when it comes to just add more servers and I'll fix it, same thing. There's a lot of variables that get tied in with it. The affordances given to a player, because I think Arsha servers in general, that boost is really nice, but it comes at a risk. You may not necessarily need to do that. Flagging is a lot faster than typing how to, but exactly, it's something that Jazanim said in his speech. If you guys saw the Hide a Ball, which by the way, I implore you to go watch. I think that's gonna be good. Jazanim said that what he wants people to do is take more responsibility for the actions that they commit within the game. So whether that be K-bombing, whether that just be straight up flagging up on somebody, or what people may consider griefing and stuff, are things that we're looking at, but the idea is to have the player take accountability for what that happens. So any future stuff that we're working on and that we're developing on is taking that into account. And I think I have to leave the discussion there for that for now, if that's cool.
There's been a lot of discussion and a lot of stuff that we're going to go for at the end. And that's, I'll say it again, there are times where we take the opposite opinion to get a very good discussion going. And there has been a great discussion on both YouTube and Twitch, mostly because, sometimes we say brain dead stuff. But it gets people talking. We're going to go through the whole stream chat as we always do at the end of the streams. Take the discussions that were happening.
Yeah.
I mean, we do it as well. We go back through.
No, we're making Kashima do it.
Okay, all right, cool. So we go back through all the trends when you're talking and like all the chats, both on Twitch and YouTube. We take a really good look at it. We take a look at what you're saying, the back and forth that's happening between chat and us, and we take that information and we generate reports on that.
Oh crap! The other thing I gotta say, when I mentioned about the servers, like just adding servers isn't like haphazardly is not a thing. I didn't mean to attack certain people. It was more like that is a general comment that is made. There are other people who have brought up the PC servers as a comparison in terms of numbers and the cultures that dictate it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I get that. It's a discussion. And I would say this is more along the lines of an argument, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. What is a bad thing is when people start fighting in terms of with discussions.
Yeah.
If you just maliciously argue, it's very different.
So when I said, are we getting group PvP? So during the Hideout Bowl, it was announced that there would be the 10v10, which would take place in Thornwood Castle, I believe was said. Then
It'll take the place of it, yeah.
1v1 and possibly 2v2 and 3v3, I believe, were announced, talked about as well. I know definitely 1v1 and 2v2, but I think 3v3 was brought up as a possibility as well in the future. So that was brought up during the Hideout Bowl. Are we getting the private servers? I don't know about that, actually. I don't have too much information to share about that.
That's still in development anyway, so we can't really share too much information about it.
The 10v10 sounds good. Yeah, 10v10 and the 1v1, 2v2 stuff sounds really good too. Also, the new, in terms of PvP, the new red battlefield maps, one in Heidel around the river, like there, that sounded pretty cool, like line battles. And then Valencia sounds pretty cool, especially if you're Hash.
Yeah.
Running along the rooftops and then like you drop down on
A lot
someone.
of those announcements look awesome. I'm excited to see where we go with all that. I do like that they brought up stuff that they mentioned in the Coffin Ball and kind of showed progress and where it is with that. For me, specifically, the renewed tutorial stuff is a really good step in the right direction, especially if we can start mixing in with life skilling in general, because I think that's something that we're talking about. But yeah. But I think it'd be good. I think that kind of stuff is
like, okay, someone says the classes need to be balanced. I mean,
ongoing process. I absolutely
it
get
is an
that.
ongoing process, but then like there are characters that will always be a thorn in your side. Like as weird as that sounds, it doesn't matter what kind of balancing you do. If you suck at going against a Sork, you're gonna suck against going with a Sork.
On YouTube, is the garnish heart real? You don't need to spell check that. He spell checked it after, but you don't need to spell. Is the garnish heart real?
The garnish heart?
Yes.
It is real.
It is indeed real.
It is real.
It's rare. It's absolutely rare. You don't have to spell check that. I thought that was adorable. But a lot of the stuff that has been, like I keep saying, there's a lot of stuff that's been announced. I'm pretty excited about it. And alongside with the tutorial and all these other kind of stuff.
Oh my God. Sticks. Was Bingo the name of the farmer or the dog?
Oh goodness.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Oh God.
That's horrifying. When we said garnish, we knew we were talking about Garmoth.
Yeah. You don't gotta
the
do
world
that.
boss part, we're not sure of. New Dream Horse dinner is in. Yes, for us. Durandal outfit. I would say. Hold on.
Which one?
I forgot. The Garmoth World Boss stuff is stuff we're still talking about. Sorry, I was in the middle of something and I forgot. The Tier 5 pet stuff, nothing has been fully confirmed at this time.
It's something that they were thinking about.
Yeah, so they were thinking maybe it would be silver, maybe it would be maybe an exchange, but they're thinking more against that idea or something else.
As part of the keyword talk, what that wasn't anything guaranteed, as opposed to like, these are things that we're considering, amongst other things that they did not announce. What about Imperial update? I'll mention that after, but no mention of the Hideout Ball. Life skills are sorry lacking on the roadmap. Trading rework doesn't count. I disagree with that. I think the trading rework is dope, and I don't think those are the only things that we're going to be working on, but those were part of the key points of the presentation. And I said this before in terms of, this is a long time ago, but do you guys remember like when it was like, when Hash released, and we're talking about like, yo, if this class gets received really well, we're probably going to get like more classes that are kind of cool like this in terms of mobility and random passes and stuff like that. Because when Hash first came out, we said, yo, you run faster in the desert. Everyone was like, the heck is this?
Yeah.
You know?
Why would I want to do that?
But to see some of those things take life on its own, I think the trading revamp, if that works out really well, that'd be dope for a lot of other life skills too. And Jazani mentioned that, like, in terms of farming in general, like farming the life skill, they haven't really found something to make it more enjoyable / fun kind of thing, but they are working on that kind of stuff.
Tier 5 isn't because people complain about mobile getting Tier 5 and Tier 6, because mobile is a very different game.
It is.
It is. It has nothing to do with that. It has something to do with the fact that people are over-clearing some of the spots. It would be nice to have it, and it is something that has been brought up and considered, and how to do it has also been considered. It's not that, like, oh, it's been done here. We could have thought about it at the same time. It's just taken longer for us to come up with an idea, because we're not just going to smash pets together. There are things that have been on the back burner for quite a while that might come to the forefront.
As Shirna said, it's not... Mobile has a higher number. Okay, hold on. You know what? I'll just straight up say this. If that was the reason, pen weapons would no longer be the highest weapons in the game. You'd go up to 10.
Let's go to Hex, boys.
Like, so if that was the reason, it'd be very silly. I adore our community and PC community as well for, like, how interested they are in the game. Like, yo, what if this happens and this happens and this happens and this happens? Sometimes y'all go ahead way too far ahead of yourselves. However, if we get like level 10 weapons, it's be very weird. Yeah. Oh no. Like, I'm not attacking you guys, but I'm just like, I know what it looks like, because people will make connections that maybe shouldn't have connections, and then it peels off that way.
Shai can summon a bear in mobile, but Shai cannot do... She does even less damage in PvP than she does here.
The mobile class balances, from someone who's worked on that game, like, their class balances are heavily dependent on the basis of their game, like the core elements of their game and the way that it's been programmed, the way that it functions and stuff like that. It's very different from ours. That is not to say that we don't try and look at mobile and see look at ideas. Yeah. And see what kind of works and what doesn't work. But
so
that's not
okay. Yeah. Someone said, why don't you just add a sixth pet?
Yeah.
And the reason is that would be quite it's a possibility. But personally, I don't think adding another pet on top would be a good idea. I think doing something extra with them would be better. Because then suddenly you've got to start smashing more pets together to get it. Like, if you're an economical gamer, you have 5 pets, and you're cool with it. You got your max number of pets. They're maybe tier 3, tier 4. Once you add another, then you've got to try and get another pet up. And economically, whether you're buying them for silver or through packages or whatever, it's going to cost more in the long run. Yes, some people already have a lot of pets. Yeah. But you know, there's a lot of things to go through.
What question did I miss about character customization?
I don't know.
It seems that some people are quite upset about that idea. That I didn't talk about.
Yeah, some people already got it, and I know that. But we'll have to see how it goes. Like, legitimately, there's a lot of discussion about it. Personally, I don't think adding an extra pet would be the greatest idea, but I am one man, and there are other people with other ideas. So yeah, it really depends on what happens with it, honestly. Like,
what question have I missed? I know I missed quite a few, but Narkillian gear and suppressed boss gear. I imagine eventually, once we're ready to actually get that kind of stuff,
can we get both an extra pet and a tier 5? I mean,
it'll be interesting. We have max character slots equal number of classes. Max slots only increase by 1 with each new class. If someone has max slots makes a character, how will they be able to also make a season character? You will probably have to delete one. Like, I'm sorry that's the answer. I'm sorry I said it as bluntly as I did, but that is the case. The max character slots are 24. How people have used those and how what they'll need to do to make a seasonal character or a different character is dependent around the 24 max slots that you're going to have.
It was at one point. It has nearly always been N+1. There was one point where it went to N.
Yeah.
And then we were like, but it's N+1. There'll be 24 slots and 23 characters because Corsair is number 23.
In terms of hairstyles and stuff, okay. Corsair has pants. Mm-hmm. We're making headway, and the reason I say it like that is because like we're making headway with trying a lot of different types of characters in terms of our creations, I guess. Like looking at Hash, Nova, Sage, and Corsair have a very distinct, and I'll include Shy in this as well as, but they have a very distinct profile as compared to some of our earlier classes, and I think hairstyles will also fall along the ways of that. Where if we can add more hairstyles in that sense, that'd be sweet. But yes.
Okay, quick
update.
Recap on the update. Dinner, Corsair pre-creation, season character pre-creation, Node War annexes and fort changes, trash loot counter, hide pets option. What was the other UI option? Hide pets, trash loot.
The skill guide.
And the skill guide, that wasn't in the patch notes, but okay. And then there are a couple of other fixes. So there's quite a bit. It's a decent-ish update. The events are pretty good. The pen accessory content option starts from here, so you'll be able to start work on getting that pen accessory, that guaranteed pen accessory, which is either a crescent ring, a tongue red ring, or a Narc's ear accessory. Wait, did I say that right? Did I say tongue red? Because I always do this. Did I say tongue red earring?
It's earring.
All right, I'll say it one more time just in case I said ring because it happens all too often. It is either a crescent ring, a tongue red earring, or a Narc's ear accessory. You'll be able to get that guaranteed up to pen. That content starts with this update. There are quests that you have to do to get materials to start bumping.
Oh, you said ring right now. Okay, that's what they're saying about. Yeah.
Tongue red earring. It is a tongue red earring, not a ring. A ring of Crescent Guardian, tongue red earring, and a Narc ear accessory. Those are the three accessories you will be able to do. Also, you would already know this if you looked on the website because the basic details are there.
Yeah. Ring
is an earring, so
makes sense.
Yeah.
Are there any plans to add more on our outfits? We're missing a bunch of really cool armor.
I don't know. I
guess I can send that to the art team. Okay. Oh no, that would be.
Which is the best value
design
for free pen accessory? That is up to you to decide what you want to do. It really depends on like where you are in your gear progression and what you're looking for.
And
if you're
you
looking for
do,
AP, I would recommend going to a place and finding out the difference between your current score and what that accessory will do for your character.
I will say this about character slots as well. I think people in chat have already kind of mentioned this, both on YouTube and Twitch again, but right now, not right now. After the update is 24, right? After the update is 24. There is a reason why we go with that, and a lot of people in chat kind of already figured it out, which is like having just going beyond that, like why don't you just make it 30? Why don't you just make it 35? There's a lot of things you can do with a level 1 character that inherits that kind of energy, etc., 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 and all these other things that you can do with those characters. There's a reason why we try to make it so that you can make at least one of every kind of class. However, seasonal servers is different. Do you know what I mean? Like to have, I guess, like a separate, because it graduates into the normal server. And that's why that is the way it is. It isn't so much as like, no, we just don't want to mess around with that code. There's a lot of different things that you can do with that. And arbitrarily increasing the number, like we said, messes with a lot of things.
It is non-tradable, that is correct. Someone's saying the quiz rewards, right?
Yeah.
The quiz rewards, we'll say one more time and one more time only. From the beginning of recorded history until right at the end of the bowl, if you logged in at least once, you will get the rewards. That is what we have been told thus far.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is only 22 right now. 23 is the new one, but like.
Yeah,
no.
but then the
Corsair is 24.
it's n+1, so it'll go to 24. There was a time where the number of classes equaled the number of slots. That changed back up to n+1, I believe.
Regardless, it's 24 up to the update.
It should be 24. When will we have the 30K? I missed it. Lord X.
Ooh,
I know you didn't.
That's a good shout.
What?
Can we make it so that you can claim mail items through the app?
No.
No, it's something that we can do because like you can do that with the central market.
But it goes into your central market warehouse, not your inventory.
Yes.
Mail rewards go into your inventory.
Yes.
So it wouldn't be possible.
Why?
Because your inventory is separate from your warehouse inventory.
No, I'm saying like that's a good thing to look into.
But I don't think it would be possible.
I'm still gonna ask. That's a good shout.
Not everything can go into the CM.
Yeah.
Any plans on returning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sell me pop piece for real monies? No. Shirna's a dream killer. Thank you. I take that as an absolute pleasure.
If it
Was hoping for elates? Oh man.
it really
For
does
elates?
depend.
Okay, that's it. Guys, every coupon code from here on out will only be a late rare gift, because that's the weaker one.
No.
No, it's fine.
I like messing with the coupons in general and kind of doing what we can with it.
No, don't suggest things like that. 530 scrolls will eventually be renewed. They always are. Is it one accessory per family? It
What's
is
that?
per family, not
Per family.
per character.
Per
character
family.
would be absolutely nuts.
Someone was asking any plans on returning old events and insert name here. It depends. Like if it's a actually, you know what, I'll use the one that you just suggested. Like the Berserk event. And one on console we never had that because like we mentioned this before, IP licensing is different when it comes to platforms and whatnot. But let's say with the Cursed collaboration.
Yeah.
Collaborations require a prior agreement on how to do it, and if we were to run it back, you would have to kind of open the discussions for that again. So I'm not sure how often we can kind of go back on those things. In the case of Berserk, I've mentioned this before, like as much as I would like to have honored the creator of Berserk, because like that has been a part of my childhood and up till now, because it's been going on forever, that family is extremely private, and I don't think it'd be okay for us to just be like, hey, let's go do this in honor of him. So it would seem a bit callous, I think, on our end, so we didn't. Yes.
Can we get the summer event? I think maybe. I don't know. I actually don't know. So someone said like, what were they saying? Two per class, one per family. I
Which
don't
one?
remember. There was a comment about like the pen accessory thing. It is once per family. But there might have been something else that was remembered. I legitimately. Here's the thing. From what we remember of the Hideable, I don't remember that. It becomes a bit of a blur.
No. I know what those numbers are coming from. The daily quest that you can do, that's what those numbers are from.
Oh, okay.
You can do one like combat-y one and I think one life skill-y one. I can't remember the exact number.
You can't do both on the same day.
It is just the one in general, like one life skill
you
or
can do
combat.
one life skill or one combat.
Yeah, that one. So like that's what those numbers are. I believe that's what that is. Yeah. Okay.
Will Breath of...
I have to double check that for you. Kashima, can you check that? You look upset, sir. You look upset. I'm very sorry.
How many powders does it make to make a stone? You'll be finding that out when the update goes live.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Has it is normal not to receive the 2 seal try. King Leo, make sure your inventory was not full at the time and try to accept it again. Maybe. Maybe. Someone said I think BDO can collaborate with Lord of the Rings. Cool idea. Don't think it's possible. The state of Tolkien is very very closed book on a lot of things.
And it's their IP, so I get that.
Unfortunately, the guy I know, who is the great grandson, I think, of Tolkien, unfortunately sold his rights, I believe.
Oh, actually. I've never seen Lord of the Rings. Never read it either, so no.
Because Tolkien grew up in my area, like roughly where I came from. And like his family some of his family still live around there, and they decided to move into. Why on earth they would move into my hometown is nuts. Yeah. From what I know, I don't know. Honestly, it's a cool idea. I'll go ask someone about it because it's actually a really cool idea. But
wait, what do you mean burn Trent? What did I do?
See, Trent, you gotta understand.
Wait, what did I do?
You gotta understand. A lot of people really like Lord of the Rings.
So do I.
Is it the one where Dumbledore dies in the end?
Dumbledore does not die in the end. He kills Gandalf to become the White Wizard or whatever the hell it was. I don't know Lord of the Rings. I know there's a ring involved. I know they throw it in lava somewhere, and like there's a hobbit and a weird goblin-looking thing that says riddles and whatnot. It's something. Like I don't understand it. They have a group, they have a party, and they run around. They have reindeer games. I don't know.
See, here's the thing,
I've
right?
seen Magic School Bus. I mean, like...
Here's the thing. A lot of people are going to criticize you for that, but I have watched Lord of the Rings. But me and you have generally a very unique, eclectic taste in movies that overlap a lot.
Aren't they like 3 hours long? Like, I got things to do in the day, man.
Yeah, you got to watch the Transformers 1986 movie 2 times over.
Yep.
Did he just compare Magic School Bus to Lord of the Rings?
I would never compare a masterpiece to Lord of the Rings. So I would never.
Oh man. You uncultured swine. Trent, you've just how to destroy your standing in the community in one easy sentence.
I will watch Lord of the Rings one day.
The Loot Scroll rework, I have no idea. I believe that's the Agris Fevery style. I don't know. I legitimately don't know. So what's coming in this update? Corsair pre-creation, season pre-creation. They are the same thing. If you want to pre-create a Corsair for the season, you can.
Yep.
Then there's Dine. Then there's some UI stuff, including trash loot counter. Then there's Node War, forts, and annexes. They're getting a slight bump, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, now people's favorites just because you burned everyone, man.
I've never seen it. I just couldn't. Doesn't The Hobbit have like 3 movies as well?
Unfortunately, yes, it does.
Right. So when people say that, unfortunately,
but I would say you don't consider The Hobbit. You don't let that tarnish the representation of Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy.
That is just silly.
That
is just silly.
Guys. You have watched Star Wars, right?
Huh?
You have watched Star
I have
Wars.
watched Star Wars.
Okay, that's cool. Because I remember you saying another movie, and I was like, I can't believe you never watched it. But yeah.
No.
All right, guys. I think we are most.
I think I've burned the community enough.
I think you've done everyone. An evil class. An evil class would be Lon. Would be Nova-ish, I guess.
Yeah.
Nova's pretty evil. Lon is absolutely diabolical. And obviously Shy.
Yeah, why would Lon be evil though?
Why is Lon evil? Have you not read that amazing Awakening story I wrote?
Is this
that I reworked? It's about love. She also goes on a murderous rampage with the Crimson Glaives, man. It doesn't matter if you do it for love. If you leave 1,000 dead bodies when you're controlled by a spirit within your weapons, you're evil. Do we have to have a morality discussion here, people?
For those of you guys that know, he's talking to Kashima. Kashima's just typing stuff out.
Don't you know romanticism?
Oh, man.
I'm saying is Lonnie's evil. Legit, straight up.
Yes.
Nova's pretty evil.
Yes.
Straight up. No one else is evil from what I remember. Except Shy, but that's just because...
A lot of them are evil. It's fine. Like, we're all part of the friendship circle now. We're all there. We're all in this. We're all there.
Lonnie's a Sith. No, she went on a killing spree because basically someone lied to her, took away her whatever, but she picks up the Crimson Glaives. They're Crimson Glaives, right?
Yes.
The Awakening weapon. She picks up the Awakening weapon, and it essentially demands her to murder people.
There are some people that are turning up into the stream now.
I play Nova. Why is she evil? I mean, she's not inherently evil, but she did make a deal with the God of Death.
Yeah.
She made a deal with Axion, who is the God of Death, if I remember correctly. So, making a deal with the God of Death is pretty evil.
Did someone just ask me if I've seen Austin Powers?
Groovy, baby.
I've unfortunately seen it.
Yeah, yeah.
I've unfortunately seen it. Lord of the Rings, there's nothing else to really know about it.
I mean, okay.
Gandalf
When it comes to character lore, I know everyone up until basically like Shy's I kind of remember.
Oh.
Hash's I remember because I looked at it a lot. Sage's I had no part really in it.
Calling the
writing
God
it,
of
I
Death
can remember.
evil is entirely subjective and opinionated. I agree with that.
It is. Alright, I'll give you that if you take it from the death is a natural cycle of life and blah blah blah, but have you seen what the God of Death looks like? I'm a man who judges a book by its cover, alright?
That's on you.
Is there a place to read all the character lore? Okay, so the character lore, if you actually really want to read it, go to I'm gonna say the console Reddit because we rewrote quite a bit of it. Go to the console Reddit and then console Reddit. Goddamn. The console website, console.playbyDesert.com. Then go to GM notes, then type in the class and search through. You'll be able to find their Awakening stories, which we retouched up for every class when we were launching them. And then there's some Succession stories and stuff in there as well. They're generally written okay.
Yeah.
We also did a few of pre-Awakening stories for classes that didn't have them. The Ninja one is my all-time favorite because I wrote that from scratch and I loved it.
Yeah, I recommend checking it out. Or you can also reach out to members in the community who are very lore focused and they have a lot of knowledge about the game and characters in general. So, you know, definitely
Nova
reach out
is
to them.
basically an icy necromancer. No, the necromancer would be the one doing the raising. She is the one raised. Man, people need to get on my lore game. There are a few people in terms of lore that I am absolutely horrified of because they know way more than I do, but I'm at an okay level.
All right.
Other coupons? Any other coupons to share? This is the only coupon today.
Yep.
If you want a full list of the Hide Up Ball ones, go to our website.
Or social media, it's all in there as well.
Striker's lore is pretty boring, but there is a dope video by a Korean
Content
YouTuber,
creator,
Rabo. Type in R-A-B-O and then Striker. And he did one where it was the Striker and the Mystics lore
And it's really
put
good.
together. And it's a dope video.
It's amazing.
It's a dope video. I know everything about BDO because I skip all the cutscenes. The story
It showed during the quiz. Those people who were like skipping through cutscenes, it showed. It
I
made
will
me
say
sad.
I will say though, I only did the pre-Awakening Ninja. I didn't do the post-Awakening Ninja. That's besides the point. But like, if you skip through the cutscenes, that's fine. The story is told in a very roundabout way.
What do you mean?
As in, delivery is not the strongest point of the lore. You do have to go searching for it if you.
I wouldn't say it's not the strongest, but I would say like the way that if you're interested in the lore, you can find it. That's what I mean.
But
Like,
it's a journey to find it, and there.
Yeah, and I like that part.
This is one of the other. I mean, I could talk about this for a while. One of the other problems is there are unreliable narrators within the knowledge strings.
yeah.
So, for example, you know the old phrase like "history is written by the winners."
Yeah.
That seems to apply to certain parts of the lore knowledge within Black Desert. Like the knowledge files some of that seems to be written by untrustworthy narrators. So
Right. Sorry.
it's a bit rough.
Kashima, you good?
We're gonna bounce it a bit. I believe there's a GM note which was what the butts. The slippery scallywag one is a tier 8 horse and a couple of other things.
Kashima, why?
Why would you write that in French?
He only wanted me to see it.
Rough.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I got that.
Enslar and the Valkyries have a great lore. I agree. The lore in with the Enslar and the Valkyries was really fun to rewrite. That's the one where Enslar was betrayed by the guy in Calpheon. It's pretty cool. It's really cool.
Any progress on letting us sprint through towns on horses? Not yet.
Speed limits, man.
Speed limits exist.
Here's the one thing that console has over PC. There are school
That's not
zones.
a trend, Kashima.
There are school zones within our towns. We implemented schools for the children of Black Desert. So that way console is the only one to have this. We have the schools.
Yeah.
So we have to introduce school zones where you have to slow down. The reason why there isn't a school zone within the outpost in Calpheon is because who would send their small little children to a place where Kazarka-esque monsters are? That's just nuts.
Yeah.
See, someone's trying to get me, and I already know that one, so he needs to try again. But yeah, it's something we'll ask about, whether it could be. Someone said Bana wheat, Nana wheat, Ninibong.
Yeah.
Man of culture.
Yeah.
That is a man of culture right there. And there are so many people in this chat now who are like, I have no idea what.
I've seen the 1986 Transformers movie far too many times. This stream is just for console. It is indeed. If you have questions how do I say this? If you have questions that are specific to PC and PC issues, unfortunately, we're not the right people to ask that. We can try and forward it to the right people because we're all in the same office, but we're probably not the best people to go through.
Right.
However, yeah.
Someone said there are children next to Northwest Calpheon Outpost, but there's no schools, so we don't have to put speed limits in. Big brain play.
What?
There are children in that area by the farm.
You still have speed limits in parks and stuff because there's kids that run around. What do you? It's not just because of the school. It's not like kids. If you're not at school, you're free game. That's
Any
not how that
update
works.
on the King's Key? No, we don't have any.
But yeah, if you're from PC and you have questions, let us know, I guess. But it's gonna be harder for us to answer. There are better people suited for that specifically.
I mean, a child could walk on the highway. We don't restrict that to school zone limits.
What?
A child could easily walk across a highway.
No, on highways there's generally not pedestrian walking.
No, but they could. You pull into the service station and then they just off they run.
When you say highway, what do you mean?
Like Hyugasa in Korea.
Right.
They could run over the grass bank.
They could.
They could. Anything could happen. I think we're going to call it here soon.
I don't think you're making the right sense.
I came to the stream late, so will we be able to pre-create Corsair tomorrow? Yes, we will. Bro, I want red player gems. That'd be a cool idea. Shirna says he sends his kids down on the highway. I do not. My kids stick with me when I walk through a parking lot because more children are hit in parking lots than anywhere else. Parking lots are one of the most dangerous places to be hit by for kids to be hit by cars.
I imagine. That
Because
makes sense.
you
to me.
don't see them when you reverse out.
But yes, no more streams till Trent sees Lord of the Rings.
Oh, nice long vacation.
That's gonna be great. I'll watch it. It's like what Froyo in them.
Froyo? Did
That-
you call him Froyo?
Is that not his name?
It's Frodo, man. Froyo is a yogurt. Oh, dude. All right, guys, we're gonna end it
That
here.
wasn't intentional.
Clearly, we've lost the plot, so I think this would be a good place to end it, guys. As always, it has been an absolute pleasure streaming for you all. It has been a very long stream. But guys, thank you all for joining us. We're going to go through all the chats to make sure that we get all the information and all the discussions that have happened, because it is good to see both sides of every argument.
Yeah.
But guys, it's always a pleasure, and legitimately, Look forward to seeing you next time around.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys.